Hi, I'm Mark, and I have herpes. Or should I say, had herpes. Because now I live completely free from outbreaks. I don't have to worry about an unexpected outbreak ruining my social plans. And in this short presentation, I'll show you how I did it, and reveal how you can easily stop outbreaks before they start, and prevent outbreaks from ever occurring again for the rest of your life. Even if you currently experience frequent, painful outbreaks, even if you don't believe this will work for you, even if you've tried all the prescription meds, ointments, and creams, and nothing has worked, just a fair bit of warning. I do not know how long I'll be able to keep this presentation online. The drug companies and government alphabet agencies don't want you to see this, and may try to get it taken down. So make sure you watch this entire presentation now, while it's still online. Now you may think you've seen and heard it all about getting rid of herpes. Yet, I can guarantee you've never seen these herpes-destroying tips before. This is entirely different. It's nothing like the popular pills, creams, or ointments you've seen, or even tried. So be prepared to be shocked by what I reveal to you today. And remember, what I'm sharing will finally give you total freedom from unexpected herpes outbreaks, and give you some of my best secrets to make sure you stay outbreak-free for life, quickly, painlessly, and in a unique way that actually gives you energy and makes you feel great. First, I need to tell you a story. It's a story that I'm pretty embarrassed to share, yet it's one you absolutely need to hear because it will reveal more about how you too can get rid of herpes faster than anything I know. Deal? Now, I was not always an expert on living herpes free, appearing on websites and blogs, helping people all over the world conquer herpes, and certainly not as healthy and optimistic like I am today. In fact, I was far, far from it. Actually, I was sick. It hurts to think about it, but in my high school days, I would get out of control outbreaks all over my lips and cheeks. I remember the day when I decided enough was enough. I'm going to share this story with you now, even though it's really embarrassing. You need to know how much pain and humiliation I went through before I discovered the solution I'm going to share with you today. The solution that allows me to live an amazing, healthy life that I live right now. I remember it was the second period in health class during my sophomore year of high school. And the reason I remember that is going to be really clear in just a moment. That day in health class, we had to give presentations on an STD that we were assigned. And as fate would have it, I had to give a presentation on herpes. And that's not even the worst part. To make it even worse, I had a full-blown herpes outbreak covering my lips and cheeks. I mean, it was disgusting. So bad, in fact, I had thoughts of ending my life right then and there. I know that's dark, and you deserve to know how deep my herpes-related depression really was. As I walked up to the front of the classroom to give my presentation, I heard soft whispers among the students. I knew what they were whispering about. I was so humiliated by this point. I held my head down in shame as I arranged my presentation materials. And as I mumbled my way through my presentation, I could feel the room awkwardly staring at me. It just kept making me more and more nervous, to the point where I was stumbling on my words and barely making any sense. The whole time, the room was eerily silent. So silent, you could hear a pin drop. It was just me and my raging herpes outbreak, giving a presentation on how nasty and bad herpes is. Somehow, I managed to finish the presentation without crying or leaving the room in shame and embarrassment. And after I finished, I slowly shuffled back to my desk in total shame and in a feeling of absolute humiliation. I sat down, rested my head in my arms, and I started to cry. Why did this happen to me? What the did I do to deserve this? Those were just some of the thoughts running through my head that day. So I guarantee you, when I tell you I hit rock bottom, my rock bottom was pretty low. Yet you know what? That one day caused my entire life to change. Because that day I declared war on herpes. I vowed to read every book, every website, every medical study necessary to destroy the herpes virus once and for all, or I would die trying. The good news for you is this. Not only did I figure out how to completely stop herpes outbreaks once they started, within hours instead of days, I figured out how to live without herpes outbreaks for the rest of my life. I'll share my discovery with you in just a moment, so keep watching. First, you absolutely must be told the truth. You have to know about the real problem, the real reason you are still suffering from herpes outbreaks. And it will surprise you, because it's the one thing that's been holding you back from enjoying a life free from herpes. And the reason why so many folks like us have failed to get rid of herpes for years. The real problem is the fact that you've been lied to for years. And these lies are keeping you stuck in an endless cycle of stress and frequent outbreaks. One of these lies is that you have to just live with it and there's not much you can do. I bet you've heard that, or maybe even believed this at one point in your life. Yet, this is not even close to the truth. If you are one of the millions who fell victim to this lie, then you must decide now to believe the truth instead, because if you do not, you will continue down the road of constant outbreaks that rob you of days or even weeks of your life. And eventually, no matter how positive you are, you simply lose hope on living a normal social and sex life. Listen, this is not what I want for you, and I know it's not what you desire for yourself. And this is the reason that your struggle with herpes is not your fault. If you really want to blame someone for your suffering with herpes, don't blame yourself. Blame the media and television for brainwashing everyone into believing you're a bad person if you have herpes. Blame the prescription drug industry for telling you there's nothing you can do, except take their expensive medication, of course. You've been bombarded for long enough with false, misleading claims from these hucksters, and they depend on your suffering to make a buck. All the misinformation out there that the media and medical industry pumps out is enough to confuse anyone. It confused me for years. The truth is, you should never, ever give up hope, even for a second. Why? Here's a quote from a recent article in the BBC News. A study in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences links negative brain activity with a weakened immune system. So basically, when your body senses you've given up, your immune system becomes weaker and almost completely useless to fight this virus on its own. That means the more hopeless and powerless you feel, the more likely you are to continue suffering from outbreaks. And because there's nothing you can do, you helplessly turn to prescription drugs as the only solution. Do you see how sinister and evil these lies are? Sometimes I think it's all a conspiracy. Now, there's another lie, and this one is the mother of all lies. This is the lie that once an outbreak starts, there is nothing you can do to stop it and kill it. Well, guess again. This is as wrong as it gets. If you believe this lie, let me tell you what will happen to you. You spend long, agonizing days, or even weeks, hiding in pain, canceling social plans, while you apply strange creams and ointments to the outbreak, hoping and praying it will just go away, while the whole time, you just keep getting more stressed out as it gets bigger and worse. And every time you look in the mirror, you feel a sharp bolt of anger and shame. And once shame takes hold of you, it's over. You feel like hiding from the world forever, just so you can avoid the pain and frustration of having to live two different lives. Your real life, where you are outgoing, fun, and optimistic, and your secret life, where you silently worry in terror of when your next outbreak will wreak havoc on your plans. There's no way I want you to experience pain like this ever again. Fortunately, just like that first sinister lie, there's some good news. You are not to blame for falling for this lie. The real enemy here is actually the creators of the herpes creams and ointments themselves. They know you will never actually get rid of herpes using their products. They just want you to feel like it's doing something, making your outbreak just a little bit shorter and just a little bit less painful. Why would they do this? Well, it's simple really. If you feel like your outbreaks are shorter and less painful when you use their products, then you keep buying them. And when you keep buying, they keep making money. The truth is, you can kill a herpes outbreak within 1 to 2 hours without it even breaking the surface of the skin and forming a blister. This shortcuts healing time down to 1 to 3 days instead of weeks. And when I say healing, I mean there is no sign at all of an outbreak ever happening. Now that you know the problem, that your herpes outbreaks have been out of control due to the lies you've been told, let's dive into the specific tips I have for you today. These are the same tips that countless thousands have used to successfully get rid of herpes and live the life they desire and deserve. And the most important of these tips is my outbreak deactivation principle. I'll go into specifics on the outbreak deactivation principle in just a second, so keep watching. First, you absolutely need to know about the one thing you must avoid if you want to get rid of herpes completely. Actually, this is going to surprise you. Most people believe their diet is healthy, and it is to a degree, just not in the way that stops herpes outbreaks from occurring. And if you eat like this, you literally feed the herpes virus exactly what it needs and craves to thrive. If you want to get rid of herpes forever, you must avoid acidic foods and beverages at all costs. This is because herpes thrives in a highly acidic environment. Simply replace anything acidic with highly alkaline foods and beverages. Just doing this one tip will allow you to have less frequent and less severe outbreaks instantly, while also having a lot more energy during the day. Plus, you will notice your body will look more lean and muscular without any additional exercise. Just imagine, you make this small change, and overnight, you are feeling more energetic and healthy than you've felt in years. And you are having way less herpes outbreaks that are barely noticeable. Isn't that an awesome thing to imagine? All from such a simple tip? Now, how would you like to actually enjoy the process of getting rid of herpes without feeling stressed or worried? If you use this next simple tip, you will. And you'll do it with a big smile too. All you have to do is think of 5 times when you were the most happy and joyful. Just 5 right now, okay? It could be your first kiss, a job promotion, winning a competition, a vacation. Once you get your list, your next task is simple. Focus on those experiences, relive them in detail, and feel the powerful, positive emotions you felt during that time. This sounds kind of silly, but guess what? This simple exercise actually boosts your immune system, according to scientific research done on cancer patients. According to an article titled "Optimism Boosts Immune System" on livescience.com, the study, which tracked changes in optimism and immune response among first-year law students, found that as students became more optimistic, they showed stronger cell-mediated immunity, the flood of immune cells that responded to an invasion by foreign viruses or bacteria. So in non-geek language, when you feel good, your body's immune system is able to more easily fight off viruses and bacteria. Most people believe that herpes has power over them, and that's a lie. Once you take charge over your mind and body, you gain power over herpes for good. Imagine this, feeling good about yourself and your body all day long and staying outbreak free. Well, it gets even better. Here comes the really big, important, crucial tip. Warning, without using tip number 3, you can forget about those other tips helping you get rid of herpes. This is the tip that will allow you to stop an outbreak before it blisters and spreads within 1 to 2 hours instead of days or weeks, while killing the virus even further. This tip actually forces you to get excited when you feel an outbreak starting. Why? Because you know you're actually killing the virus and stopping the outbreak dead in its tracks. This is my outbreak deactivation principle, and it's used by thousands of men and women worldwide to stop outbreaks instantly. Here's how it works. The herpes virus, like all viruses, is anaerobic, which means it thrives in a low oxygen environment. As the virus reaches the surface, it begins to replicate. The bad news is, the virus is protected by a protein coating that prevents it from being exposed to oxygen and dying. The good news is, when you penetrate this protein layer and expose the virus to oxygen, you kill it completely. So my 2-step system takes advantage of the herpes virus's main weakness, oxygen, applied in a specific way. Now this is vital. It cannot be done any way you want. It penetrates the protective protein layer of the virus, flooding it with life-giving oxygen, and kills the outbreak instantly. The result? Your outbreak never breaks the skin, and there's little to no visual signs of it ever starting in the first place. Talk about incredible. Just picture it for yourself. Here you are, going about your awesome day, when you start to feel a slight tingling sensation. Immediately you realize, hey, I'm getting an outbreak. Without a hint of shame, or feeling as if your next few days are ruined, you simply apply the 2-step solution I just described to your outbreak. And like magic, the outbreak stops completely, the swelling is gone, and a deep sense of relief washes over you. Because you know you just killed herpes, and it ain't coming back. An hour or 2 later, You're back in your stride, feeling like your good old self, laughing and socializing like nothing even happened. And you giggle to yourself. This tiny little virus used to make me worry and upset? What a joke! Here's the deal. You now know the formula. The secret to killing herpes outbreaks once they start, and preventing future outbreaks from ever happening again, and enjoying a fun, exciting dating and social life. Okay, that was a lot to cover, and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or confused, and that's okay. Basically, this means you have two choices on where you go from here. Choice 1. You could take the information in this presentation and try to go it alone. And who knows, you may see some success if you took really detailed notes. Or there's choice 2, the smart choice. This is the quickest, easiest, and smartest way to get rid of herpes forever. Let me do the work for you, because I already have. Why start from scratch and try to reinvent the wheel when I've laid out your exact step-by-step blueprint for eliminating herpes already? One that's been tested for years. One that's responsible for countless thousands of men and women of all ages getting rid of herpes after years of pain and struggle, and living your dream dating and social life at last without constant worry, fear, or guilt. Here's what the vast majority of people choose. Hi, I'm Mark McLaughlin, creator of My Last Outbreak. My Last Outbreak is the first holistic plan ever created that allows you to completely get rid of herpes for the rest of your life. This radically simple plan will work for you even if you have tried prescription medications, tried every cream or ointment on the market, taken all the supplements recommended on health websites, tried all the different pill formulations on the market, tried alternative healing methods like Reiki, hypnosis, subliminal messages, tapping, EFT, etc. Or even if you think you've tried everything. Now, let me tell you what My Last Outbreak is not, just so you know exactly what you're about to experience. This is not yet another fad herpes cure like toothpaste or nail polish. This is not some swallow this magic pill solution that promises something silly, like instantly cure herpes forever, or something ridiculous like that. You've been lied to enough. It's time for a solution that works without the gimmicks. And this is definitely not any kind of approach that can harm your health. Rather, My Last Outbreak is the result of over 12 years of suffering, researching the most effective way to kill herpes, as well as looking at the real causes behind herpes outbreaks, and creating a clever, two-step solution to the age-old problem of frequent out-of-control herpes outbreaks. And now, starting today, this successful formula can be yours too. The two-step solution I researched and created gives you the freedom to easily stop outbreaks before they even break the skin and leave a blister, all while your energy skyrockets, your confidence grows, and you finally reclaim the social and sex life you absolutely deserve. Before we go any further, it's only fair that I be absolutely 100% honest with you. If you are looking for that magic herpes cure that requires no effort, or some other plan that you already know will never, ever work for you, then please leave this page now. This system is for men and women who have HSV-1 or HSV-2, who are ready to put down the miracle answers, yet still want to get rid of herpes for the rest of their life. In short, there are no easy answers, yet I've made this formula as easy as it can get. So if you're wanting the real answer to eliminating herpes once and for all, then here's what you can expect. If you want to stop outbreaks in under 60 minutes without any visual signs or blistering, dramatically reduce the intensity of outbreaks when and if they occur, prevent outbreaks from ever occurring again for your entire life, enjoy a rich, rewarding social life without worrying about herpes ruining your plans, date the opposite sex with total confidence, knowing you have power and control over herpes, feel positive, optimistic, and hopeful about your future once again, and smile when you look at yourself in the mirror because you are proud of who you are, then My Last Outbreak isn't just a system for you, it is the only system for you. Let's take a look at what you will receive inside your copy of My Last Outbreak. On page 15, you'll discover the foundations of my two-step outbreak deactivation principle. This includes the exact ingredients and strategy for how to kill a herpes outbreak instantly before it breaks the surface. On pages 20 through 46, you'll discover the 4 steps to living free from herpes for the rest of your life. You'll discover insider health secrets, supplements, and even rare herbs few people are aware of. You'll find a complete list of alkaline foods on page 27. And on page 10, you'll be introduced to the 4 main outbreak triggers and how to avoid each one to permanently remain outbreak-free for life. As you've probably noticed by now, My Last Outbreak is by far the most effective system to follow, as it allows you to stop outbreaks once they start and prevent future outbreaks for life, allowing you to live life fully in the moment. The results come fast, too. In fact, many people who follow My Last Outbreak as instructed report fewer outbreaks in less than 30 short days. And that's amazing, considering they are seeing these results and experiencing this transformation after nothing has worked in the past. Now, you may believe that a system that can do this much for you would cost a pretty penny. And in all honesty, it really should. After all, this system has helped hundreds of folks just like you get rid of herpes quickly. I'll get to the price in just a few moments. First, I want to share a few other unique benefits this one-of-a-kind system will deliver to you. You'll discover the 7 deadliest foods and beverages you absolutely must avoid at all costs in order to see the results you desire on page 33. You'll also discover some really powerful ways to boost your immune system and become bulletproof to colds and flus. I've proven that getting rid of herpes can and should be enjoyable, and I want to share those secrets with you too. Plus, I'll be revealing exactly how to stop outbreaks instantly and the specific step-by-step process to follow in order to accelerate healing time. The price of My Last Outbreak sold by itself is valued at $97. Yet you're not just receiving My Last Outbreak today. Just for watching this presentation, I'd like to give you, free of charge, these value-added bonuses to help you get rid of herpes even faster. The first bonus is a short guide called 10 Foods to Never Eat. The title of this bonus is pretty self-explanatory, but these are the 10 worst foods that you absolutely must avoid if you want to stay herpes-free. Now, the reason is because these foods contain certain chemicals and nutrients that the herpes virus thrives on. And so just by eliminating these 10 foods from your diet, you'll immediately begin to notice that you'll have less outbreaks, and if you do have an outbreak, it will be way less severe and will not last as long. So the second bonus is another guide called 10 Foods and Supplements to Eat Every Day. Now, while there are certain foods that herpes likes and thrives on, there are also different types of foods and supplements that herpes absolutely does not like. And so these are some of the foods and supplements that I've included in this guide. These foods and supplements will help boost your immune system and actually weaken the virus over time. Some of these foods and supplements have actually been shown to fight the herpes virus itself. So you're not just getting the immune boosting benefits, you're actually fighting the virus with these foods and supplements. And the best thing of all is these are very affordable and you can pick them up online or at your local grocery store. So the third and final bonus is the My Last Outbreak cheat sheet. I decided to put this together because I know that you're very busy in life and you may not have time to read the entire My Last Outbreak book. So what I did is I condensed all of the knowledge and wisdom and strategies into this short little 3-page cheat sheet. So even if you didn't even read the entire My Last Outbreak book, you could still go over this cheat sheet, follow the simple steps, and still have the same results as if you've read the book and did everything that I recommend. I literally put this together so that you can just get a quick overview of everything that you need to do to remain free from herpes outbreaks and stop herpes outbreaks once they start. So you'll also be getting this bonus as well for free today. Now you can see why My Last Outbreak is valued at $97. Even without the bonuses, this is still a bargain. And if you bought the bonuses by themselves, your total investment would be over $100. However, just for watching this presentation today, I have a much better deal for you, so keep watching. Of course, you could choose to continue living the way you are right now and pay 10, 20, maybe even 100 times more money in the near future in the form of expensive creams, pills, or prescription drugs. Or spending hours in therapy, recovering from the emotional and psychological torment of secretly hiding from the world in shame. And let's not even talk about the wonderful years of your life you'll miss out on if you just keep doing what you're doing now. And that is not what I want for you. So let's make this a really easy decision, okay? I feel you deserve to know why I'm about to offer such a massive discount today. So let me share my dream with you. It's a cause that I'm inviting you to join, along with thousands of other folks just like you who are ready to get rid of herpes, reclaim their health and happiness, and say goodbye forever to days or weeks of suffering in silence and social isolation. And above all, enjoy the life you were meant to live with the people you want to live it with. A few years ago, I set an inspiring goal. I dedicated myself to helping at least 10,000 men and women get rid of herpes completely and stay that way for life. Since then, I've helped hundreds become free from herpes and save their dating and social life before it's too late. That's thousands of potential relationships and friendships created. Can you imagine it? How much more joy there would be if amazing people like you could give your gifts to the world without worrying about herpes getting in your way? How many happier couples that would make? How many other people would be inspired by this cause? The bottom line is, I decided that I absolutely must let as many folks as possible join this cause, a cause I call My Last Outbreak. The good news? That means a much lower price for you, because I want you to join the cause, and I don't want finances to stop anyone. So let's add your last outbreak to the cause, starting right now. That means that today, you will not be paying the retail value of My Last Outbreak and the bonuses. Not even close. So your investment today will not be $147. Not even half that. Not even $67. Your total investment today, which includes My Last Outbreak and these bonuses, 10 foods to never eat, 10 foods and supplements to eat every day, and of course the My Last Outbreak cheat sheet, is only one payment of just $49. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of my unconditional triple guarantee. Just try My Last Outbreak for yourself for a full 60 days. If your outbreaks don't disappear within 1 hour of any signs of tingling or itching, or if you do not have less frequent and less severe outbreaks in the first 60 days, or even if you just don't like the book layout, the font I used, you name it, I'll gladly refund every penny. No questions, no hassles. Look below this video right now. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll join hundreds of others who are happily living herpes-free. Plus, if you act now before this presentation ends, I will toss in this one-of-a-kind super bonus worth over $97. This bonus is a special report called How to Tell Your Partner You Have Herpes Without Them Getting Angry or Leaving You for Someone Else. You know, one thing that I experienced was that I didn't want to live in shame and I didn't want to hide this from anyone that I was dating because it would be very irresponsible to not tell them this and then infect them with herpes. But the problem I think a lot of people run into is that they're absolutely terrified of sharing this with their partner. And I know that at one point, it took me a lot of time to build up the courage to actually share this secret with another person. But I can tell you that it's really not as bad as you think. And there's a specific way to share this with someone that they won't get angry at you and they will not leave you. In fact, what often happens is people become closer because of the way you present this to them. There's a lot of specific details about how to go about this process, so I'm not going to go into it now. But just know that with this report, you'll be able to share this with your partner without fear and without worry. So that brings your total value to over $200. Yet today, if you act now, it's all yours for just one payment of only $49. Remember, it's not just a great bargain you're getting today. You'll be joining in on the biggest herpes healing movement in history. You'll be part of an ever-growing community of people just like you who have decided to conquer herpes. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything, My Last Outbreak and all the bonuses, plus your free special report on how to safely tell your partner you have herpes, worth $97 just for taking immediate action today. Here's what will happen the moment you click the Add to Cart button below this video. First, you'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page. This is what the checkout page looks like. Then, after your order, simply click on the button that says Complete Your Order. This will bring you to a page that looks like this. Finally, when you reach the download page, click the Download Now button to register for product updates and receive your instant download links. It's that simple. Remember, you've been suffering from herpes for far too long, and the pain of continuing in a state of inaction will only lead to more despair, more frustration, and consistent, painful outbreaks. Yet all of this can change the moment you begin applying the two-step healing process in My Last Outbreak. Picture the moment you finally have the answer you've been looking for and begin the path to the ideal you. You feel confident, full of hope and optimism. You see your outbreaks disappearing within hours today and every day after. You are experiencing the health, energy, and life-renewing results you deserve at last. Yes, it's true. Your outbreaks up until today has largely been no fault of your own. It's true you've been lied to by the media and drug industry. However, today marks your day to take responsibility, to take the action necessary to put an end to the lies, and begin a fresh new life free from herpes for the rest of your life. And unlike other phony solutions, this one is guaranteed to work. Try it first for 60 full days and see the results you desire, or you pay absolutely nothing. Plus, you're always minutes away from an answer from our friendly support staff. Look below this video right now. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything, My Last Outbreak, and all the bonuses, plus your special report, how to tell your partner you have herpes without them getting angry or leaving you, worth $97, just for taking immediate action today. Immediately after you order today, download the My Last Outbreak cheat sheet. Then flip through each of the 3 easy-to-read pages to experience an eye-opening overview of how the whole system works. This simple 3-page cheat sheet will guarantee you know exactly what to do and when to do it to immediately conquer the herpes virus once and for all. Remember, along with your cheat sheet, you'll also be receiving the complete new edition of My Last Outbreak. This is your easy-to-follow plan for killing and eliminating herpes from your life. Bonus number 1, 10 foods to never eat, so you can immediately decrease your outbreaks and gain more energy and health at the same time. Bonus number 2, 10 foods to eat every day, so you can bulletproof your immune system and become invincible to all viruses, including herpes. Just do not put this off 1 second longer. Here's why. First, as you recall, I lowered the price by over half just so you can jump in now. Yet eventually, I'm going to raise that price up back to where it deserves to be. So act now, before that happens. And let's not forget, unless you take action now, today, you may never take action. You may do what some people do and put it off just a few more days, which will turn into months, then years. So let's make sure you get what you really want and do the only smart thing you can do. Take advantage of this limited time offer while you still can, and wisely get on the right path to a fast, simple, and fun journey to freedom from herpes today. Click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below, and let's get you started now. Are you still there? If you're still watching, I bet you still have some questions. So here are some of the most common questions I get and the answers to help you out. Does this work for herpes simplex, HSV1, and genital herpes, HSV2? Yes, this works for both HSV1 and HSV2. Now, the difference between these two viruses is that one is located in the top of the spine in the nerve cells, and one is located in the base of the spine, which is, of course, genital herpes. Now, although they are located in different regions of the body, it is still the herpes virus, and it still behaves in the same way, regardless of where it's located. All right, so here's a common question that I get a lot. Is there a cure for herpes? This is a difficult question to answer because the true definition of cure is to completely eliminate the virus from the body altogether. And according to the current scientific understanding of herpes, they don't know a way to completely eliminate it from the body. Now, just because they don't know a way doesn't mean there is not a way. We just haven't found it yet. So to say that there is a cure, it's possible that someday there will be a complete cure for herpes that will absolutely eliminate it from the body instantly. However, as of today, there is no cure. Now, that might sound like bad news at first, but the good news is herpes has a weakness, and that weakness is oxygen and alkalinity. And this is exactly what My Last Outbreak teaches you to do. It shows you how to fight the herpes virus on all fronts, attacking it directly with its two main weaknesses, and basically creating an environment where the virus is completely unable to replicate or reproduce at all. So what ends up happening is you become free from outbreaks, you feel much healthier, much stronger, and also another side benefit is you don't get colds and viruses. because your immune system is so strong and resilient. So that's basically the answer for this question. There is no known cure for herpes. There could be in the future. Right now, though, this is the closest thing there is. All right, so here's another one. I've tried everything. Will this work for me? This question basically describes, my life experience with herpes. I really felt like I tried everything. And there were times where I felt like giving up, but I never did. I kept researching, kept trying different things out. And eventually, I stumbled upon the two-step solution that I share in my last outbreak. So I can tell you from my experience that yes, if you've tried everything, this will work for you. But you have to follow the guide exactly, step by step. It's not rocket science, okay? I'm not asking you to do anything very complicated. It's really just two simple things, but you have to do it right. You can't be lazy about this. I wish I could tell you that you can just swallow this pill and all of this will go away. But I know from my experience that that's just not possible. It does require a little bit of work, but it's more than worth it for living a herpes-free life. So yes, this will work for you. As long as you're willing to put in a little bit of effort, it'll work. Okay, so what will the charge on my credit card show up as? This is a good question, and I know that people may be a little concerned that the statement may show up with something regarding herpes, but you have absolutely nothing to worry about. The charge will show up as clickbank.com. It's a very innocent looking charge. It won't arouse any suspicion if you share, your credit card with a spouse. So you have nothing to worry about there. Here's another one. I've found other herpes books for cheaper. Why should I buy yours now? This is an interesting question. It's true that there's other herpes books on the market. There's also other supplements, other creams, and you probably could find some other herpes healing methods for less money. So why should you buy mine? The answer is really simple. I've read all of those books. I know what's in them, and I've tried them too, and none of them have been as effective as what I put into my last outbreak. And that's because a lot of those other books were written by ghostwriters, which is basically when you hire someone to write a book and then you get to claim the work as yours, but really it was someone else writing it for you. So, they just researched something off the web, threw it into a book, and then now they're claiming that it's going to help you heal herpes. But the reality is that none of those authors actually dealt with herpes in their real life. I've dealt with this virus for over a decade, and I can tell you that this is my life's work. I've put exactly what has been the most effective for me into this book to help you kill herpes outbreaks once they start and live a herpes-free life. So when you're buying mine, you're not just getting a book on your hard drive. You're getting all of my life's experience, all of my knowledge, all of my wisdom handed to you in an easy step-by-step manner. So you don't have to search for anything. You buy my book today, your search is over. So that's why you should invest in this rather than the others. All right, so here's another one. What's the fastest you've ever gotten rid of a herpes outbreak? Looks like I have a little spelling mistake there, but that's okay. You understand what the question is. Anyway, the fastest I've ever gotten rid of an outbreak, I can't really say for sure because, the last outbreak that I had, I felt the tingling coming on. I saw just a tiny bit of swelling, and I applied the two-step formula right away to it. And literally within a half hour, I didn't feel any more tingling. The outbreak was stopped, and there was no blister, no swelling at all. And I was trying to, look really close up in the mirror to see, is it gone? Did it stop? And the answer was yes, it completely stopped. So it's hard for me to actually measure, but I would say probably within 10 to 30 minutes, it just completely stopped. And I know that sounds like crazy to you because, if you've tried other creams, other solutions, you know that it takes hours, sometimes days for the outbreak to eventually get to the blistering stage. But with this two-step system, you're able to carry oxygen straight into the outbreak through the cell wall and literally just kill it instantly. So it floods the outbreak with oxygen and it can't survive any longer and it just dies and stops. All right, so that's pretty much all the questions that I have. If you want to get in touch with me and you have a question, make sure you click the Contact Us link at the bottom of this page somewhere. If you don't have a question and you'd like to get started today living a herpes-free life, click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below, and let's get you started now.